in trying to piece together stories from the Bible. This is what I know to be true. Moses betrayed God, and I'm not sure where along the way things got horribly, horribly inverted. Gifts that were meant to help humanity were abused for power and greed and control and slavery. And it goes further back than the Egyptians. It goes into bloodlines. So much has been hidden, and so many of the books of the Bible have been removed. So many things have been shifted and inverted to be used to control and keep people in sickness and slavery, indoctrinated into their illusions and spells. The world was given a gift. And even in the Garden of Eden, I mean, they hide the truth right in front of you, just like they do when they tell you in commercials that you're sick, and they feed it into your mind over and over and program it into you through commercialism and their spells. And then they miraculously come up with cures, which really do not cure you, but just lead you to more addiction and more sickness. And this man-made demon, Satan, was invented to cause fear. It was man-made, worshipped by these priests and monarchies, but it all comes back to the Sangreal, the blood, the bloodlines. And they've learned so many ways to keep you divided and fighting. Now, all of a sudden, certain individuals who have been brought into this cult run by the Pope, they learn the spells on how to keep you worshiping them like false idols so they can maintain their power and their money. But it's all so twisted. The way they do it is it's right in front of your faces. They can't have your soul without doing it in a way that you're not really aware that they are doing it. It's like trickery. I mean, if I were selling poison apples and I put a sign up and the sign said, "Don't eat these apples," and I gave you all the reasons why, and you still ate the apple, you used your free will to make that decision to just eat the apple, and maybe it's because you saw others eating the apple. It's a form of ritual. It's a form of brainwashing or programming that you trust just because someone else eats it, that you should do it. And then they harvest your soul because they are not going against your free will. They're not forcing you to eat the apple. You are eating the apple of your own free will. And this is what they do with diseases. They feed this knowledge into your head that every little ailment can be cured with one of their concoctions or their potions. Now, the staff of Moses, there's so much. It's goes back so far, and all these stories and myths of goddesses and gods and the first mother and father, and in the beginning and creation, and it's all been interlaced like a thread. It's all been pulled in every direction and frayed to bury the mother, the spark inside of you, your soul. In the story of the garden of Adam and Eve, they say that in Hebrew that God had a wife who he gave to Adam. Her name was Lilith. And in other stories, God's wife was Asherah. She's had many names. So in the story in the Bible that they feed you, they say that Lilith wanted to be on top of her husband. She wanted to be in control of Adam, which is truly completely bullshit. I mean, if you interpret it in a different way, they've twisted everything and inverted it. So you have to kind of, to uncover the puzzle, you have to interpret it the opposite of what they are telling you. So when they say that Eve was cursed because she ate the fruit from the Garden of Eden, now, if Asherah was a pole of knowledge and God said, make no pole to worship, what if the bloodline was tainted from Adam? What if Adam was given Lilith and they had a daughter, and Adam took his daughter for his wife? And then Jophiel, the angel, forced them from the Garden of Eden for their incest. And then this bloodline continued on, and Adam and Eve gave birth to Cain, whose DNA was tainted and was carried down in bloodlines. And what if this inbreeding continued on in royalty and other lines, the bloodline of Cain? And what if they manipulated the Bible, and they removed parts of the Bible, and they used the knowledge of Asherah instead of curing and teaching people to care for the earth and themselves and each other and their children? What if they decided to twist that knowledge into pharmaca? And there you see the snake with the pole. And this Satan was invented by man because you create. You're creators. You have the gift of creation inside of you. And whatever you give your attention to, you give power to. And that's what these elite do. That's what they have passed down from generation to generation. It's the secret that they keep, and they have frayed the story into so many directions and religions that they have formed a patriarchy and have written the goddess out of everything. But what if a time came when there were no longer any illusions? What if the children of Asherah, the bloodline, started to awaken? What if her spark started to ignite inside of them and they started to see through the illusions? Then, of course, the elite would be scrambling. They would be scrambling to reset these DNA, the information stored in their DNA from their ancestors. They would want to interfere so that these angels that are trapped could not see the truth. And what if this spark was the spark that was in the fallen ones started to create something to take them back in their own genes, something that would feed their cancers and other things in their body that were impure, instead of healing them. Then it would indeed be like Babylon consuming itself. In the Bible, it says that the meek will inherit the earth, and let the ones who are abundant have more abundance. So much abundance that it will consume itself. And this is what we are seeing right now in these times. This is my feeling of knowing after looking at certain things that I found in DNA and certain things that are happening, and why there is such a rush for them to interfere, because there's a power inside of you that belongs to God, Creator, whatever you believe that to be, but is not Satan, is not the God that man created, that is of greed and money and power and taking souls and putting you in a cycle of coming back and being trapped in this plane, never learning, never finding the door to get out, always being trapped by the sins of our fathers. There's a higher hand. There's a higher hand in all of this, and it's all being orchestrated. That's why all these idols, false idols, are revealing themselves, because they know that their time is up, and they've done some pretty horrific things. They've been given a choice, and it's pretty clear what they have chose to do. But no matter what they do, the chess game, whatever play they make, they're going to be blocked. And Babylon will indeed consume itself. You're seeing it right before your eyes. I am grateful for any knowledge that has been given to me. I am grateful for my Mother Earth and my Father's Son. And I am grateful for my brothers and sisters who are blessed to see through the lies and deception and help to bring peace and freedom back to our planet. You're stronger than you know. I appreciate you, and I love you.